speaks English. Anyways, hey there, everybody. Welcome to what's probably going to be the most fucking angering episode I've ever been a part of.
Might be our most controversial yet.
You know what? You might be right because we both have a similar hot take on this whole Linkin Park reforming thing. But me being a Linkin Park mark, I think really just like puts the knife in all the other Mark's fucking hearts or whatever.
I wasn't too hot on them as a young frolicking boy. I don't know. It just never registered for me. I ended up buying fucking Minutes to Midnight for whatever reason. I think it was because I was trying to fit in with all my other friends. So I was like, this is what they like. I guess I'll fucking
listen to it, yeah.
But I don't know. I never really got into them. I think some of their accomplishments are worth mentioning, especially with. I mean, it was like the millennial equivalent of who was it? Public Enemy and Aerosmith, or was it?
Oh Public, or no, it was.
Or is it Run DMC?
Run DMC and
right.
Yeah.
Run DMC. But I think Public Enemy did something with Anthrax.
Yeah, I think you're right.
If I'm not mistaken. I don't remember. You can correct me on that if you want to in the comments. If you end up, or if you want to email us and tell us we're stupid, that's fine too. Main point being that Gen Z had something of its own moment between what I guess would be considered new metal, rap, rock, alternative, whatever, with Linkin Park, and Jay-Z having that Clash collaboration. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It's like a thing. Well,
anyways, we're getting on the subject itself. Well, shit, we have to plug our shit.
We got to do the plugs. So, if you want, you hear more of our stuff before we get into the main heavy topic here, you go to GameRageMagazine.com. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter /X at Game Rage Mag, YouTube Game Rage Magazine. Also, you can go to this podcast's Instagram at All Gas No Trash Official. I mean, if you're already here listening to us, and you should, if you're going to go there and talk shit, or you're going to go to Game Rage Magazine and talk shit, just do a favor and just throw a follow, all right? Or throw a like on whatever you're talk shit about. But if you like anime and manga, you can go visit the Anime Syndicate podcast, and you can go talk to good buddy Frank over at anime_syndicate_podcast on Instagram.
You know what? Real quickly.
Yeah.
I think I would like to know if there's research. Maybe Frank could do some R&D in this. Or maybe just research in general, not development. Well, the development of an episode, maybe. But I always wondered why AMVs, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the anime music videos.
A lot of them had fucking Linkin Park.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Linkin Park.
Oh, they had anime in their fucking thing.
Yes. They were all animated out.
Yeah.
And that Reanimation album that they did was like a Gundam on the fucking cover. I have the goddamn Funko Pop of that.
Yeah.
The Gundam or whatever. So, anyways, I want to preface all this shit that I'm about to say.
Oh, God.
I just want to preface it for those of you out there who are going to attack me, because I guarantee you I am going to be attacked for this opinion, because I have not seen a single, I don't know what you want to call them, like music pundit or music reporter or any of these assholes similar to us who report on things in music. I haven't seen a single one of them say that this is bad. I've not seen a negative word about this at all. And I've been looking at it all day. Everybody's basically saying this is awesome and great. I did see one guy in a Reddit subreddit who got fucking annihilated for saying that the reason why the chick during the performance kept going to the audience to sing the songs was because she couldn't do it. Like she couldn't hit the notes. And I think they might be right. But he got shredded for that. But he shouldn't have been shredded, because fuck these assholes. Just because you're not, okay, I'm not going to get into it yet. But I will preface with, I have been a fan of Linkin Park since the beginning. I got their first album, Hybrid Theory, in 2000 when it came out. Okay, I've been listening to them since the year 2000. So 24 fucking years I've been listening to Linkin Park. I love like Viking metal. I love Amon Amarth. I love Metallica. To be perfectly honest with you, if a gun was put to my head and I had to say what my favorite band of all time would be, it's probably going to be Linkin Park. Really? More than likely.
It's not Disturbed?
No. Linkin Park has been there with me through many pivotal moments of my life. There's been Linkin Park. I love everything that they have done up until this point. I haven't listened to the new album yet because it's not out.
There is a new single.
There is a new single. I only listened to it once, but I listened to it all the way through. But I don't want to comment on it yet because I'm still angry with the opinions that I'm about to have. So I feel like I was looking at it through that lens of anger. So I don't think it would be fair to the song to talk shit specifically about the song as of right now. We may have to do, the album comes out November 15th, so we may have to do an album review of that.
Maybe. We'll see. I mean,
hey, who knows?
It might be a Paris Hilton situation.
It might be that. It might be. It very well could be.
I might have to go nuclear and press the red button and
just be like,
abort the fucking mission.
So, with all that being said, I am a huge fan of Linkin Park. I'm a huge fucking mark. Yes, I'm a member of the LP Underground. No, I was not selected. I did fucking wait. I was waiting for the email because when they were doing this thing for today, September 5th, I was hoping that maybe we'd get to go to whatever they were doing.
Does today mark any significance? Is this like the death of Chester Bennington, or is there like an anniversary thing?
I don't have any fucking recollection of that being. I don't even remember what fucking day he died, man. Like, I'm not one of those fucking assholes. Like, I'm not like.
Oh no, I was just curious if there was if there was meaning.
I mean, there might be, but I don't. 9-5, I don't know. Maybe 9-5 has something to do. Maybe it's like some inside thing with them. Who the fuck knows?
Well, they did start, at least from what I saw, in 96 or 97 or something.
Yeah, that was when they started. So
2 years off. Never mind.
Yeah,
that's not relevant.
Know. Maybe there is a hidden meaning there, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head. So, love me some Linkin Park, and when I had heard, because this thing also happened very quickly. They just posted up a thing last week. It was a countdown timer. It started at 100 hours and counted down to 0. I thought it was hilarious that they counted down to 0 and then all it did was start counting up, which was fucking hilarious. They said that people of the LP Underground would be getting emails and you would be basically, like, you had to sign up or whatever to the thing, and then you would be randomly selected to go to a show or to go to an event that they were doing. And one of the little clauses in the thing when you got that was that you had to be willing to be transported at their expense, not your own expense, to transport it from whatever location they were going to tell you to go to whatever the location of the actual event was going to be.
She's going to rape him.
Yeah, the cat's going to rape Cooper. He's in for a world of hurt right now. So that was on there, and also you had to agree to be filmed. So I said, okay, well, even if we don't get to see it, or don't get to go, we're going to at least get to see it because they're going to probably live stream it or whatever. So unfortunately, no, we were not selected to be part of the people that got to go see it. I may have burned the place to the ground if maybe it's a good thing that we didn't go. But so the rumors immediately when this was happening was that they were going to come back and that they were going to have a new singer that was going to replace Chester. I was already kind of mixed about it. I was kind of already like, I don't know how I feel about this at the moment. The rumors that were circling was that it was going to be Amy Lee from Evanescence, which I will say I like her, and I think that would have been cool. I don't know if I would have been as accepting, if I would have been more accepting of this, if it would have been her as opposed to, the person that they ended up going with. But
Emily Armstrong?
Yeah, Emily Armstrong. But I remember after obviously Chester died that Mike Shinoda said Linkin Park will never perform again. Okay, I explicitly remember that's what he said. Now, again, that was 2017, so that was what, 7 fucking years ago? Maybe I'm remembering incorrectly, but I do know that they had said something to that effect that they would not be, like, Linkin Park was going to disband and it was not going to be reformed. Like, there was a whole thing that was made of that, about that. Now, I understand the mentality of the show must go on, right? I understand that completely, but that's not what they did. Linkin Park immediately canceled all the rest of their tour dates, and they went home. They chose to go home, which, again, understandable. Not knocking that decision. Not saying anything bad about that decision at all. That's their choice. If they collectively together decided that, hey, you know what, man, we can't do this without our bro, respect. Get it. But now, 7 years later, you can't then be like, oh, hey, guys, the show must go on. You can't backtrack from that. You don't get to do this. If Game Rage Mag, if I died tomorrow, you guys should continue Game Rage and go forth and continue everything as it is. And eventually, yes, replace me. If so, that was what was called for. But you can't quit for 7 years and then be like, okay, cool, we got Josh's replacement, now we're going back, hooray. Especially with like Linkin Park, or not Linkin Park, but I'm going to say Mike Shinoda specifically. Mike Shinoda did his own thing after Linkin Park broke up because Chester died. He went out and did the Mike Shinoda project or whatever bullshit he was trying to do. And it didn't work. It didn't do anything. It wasn't good. I don't know about the other guys in the band. I don't know what the fuck they went and did. But this whole thing seems very scummy to me. It seems very shitty. It seems like a cash grab. It seems like, and again, I don't know any inside information. It seems like individuals were just like, hey, you know what, guys? We've maybe tried to do our own things and it hasn't worked. It's been long enough. Let's bring back the Linkin Park brand. And let's go back to the well. We see Blink-182, we see Green Day, we see all these nostalgia acts coming back, and they're making millions upon millions of dollars, taking advantage of the fucking people that didn't get to see them, right? And that's exactly what this fucking feels like. It feels like a cash grab, as you said. It feels shitty. And to add into the flavor of they're releasing this new album on November 15th, right? Which, as we all know, it takes bands 2 to 3 years to make fucking albums. So, in theory, they were already plotting this 2 or 3 years ago, or someone within the band was. And I watched the performance today. I watched it live on YouTube, and The Emily Armstrong said, she made a comment during between the set or one of the songs. She basically said that she's only been with them for 8 months. And that she said that she didn't know how to sing. Like, she had to learn how to sing to do this stuff. And that makes me wonder that they didn't choose the best available option. They went with what was the easiest option, it seems like.
Yeah, I don't know what... It's very strange. Because if they were going through the gauntlet of selecting a vocalist for what would be this new incarnation of Linkin Park, which is... If I understand correctly, Linkin Park had another vocalist prior to Chester Bennington, and they were known as some other name, right? Before he had become part of the project, and then they became Linkin Park with Chester Bennington. Yeah. So why didn't they just do the same thing so that they could do that? But to the point of getting a vocalist, the thing that's strange to me is they got this vocalist, Emily Armstrong from Dead Sarah, right? Because I looked into this, and you can look this up, you can Wikipedia it, but both of them are from Warner Records. So amongst the million of people, the tons of people that they could have interviewed and talked about that could have been filling in for Chester or this new vocalist, this new incarnation of Linkin Park, that they pick somebody from within the Warner record label to take over this spot. It seems like it was more strategic than it was like an actual organic decision to making the best possible band for this new iteration, right? It's very weird. Like I already don't like that it's already coming from within the Warner record family. Like if they really wanted somebody, they would have searched across the country or taken in like numerous applications, and maybe they actually did that. But why is it the person that is within Warner Records ended up getting the fucking job? Because now it just ends up benefiting Warner Records twofold. Now it reciprocates on Dead Sarah, and now Linkin Park also gets the benefit because now they have somebody to carry on with this new iteration of their band. So I don't know what you think about that. So that's my conspiracy theory. But ultimately, I think this is a very poor choice to not just let things lie where they stand, or however you want to phrase that. It's time to move on. But I think, as you were saying, Mike Shinoda hasn't had anything else good happen as far as like being a solo act or other projects. Yeah, maybe Fort Minor worked out for him, but he hasn't revisited that project, or at least as far as I understand.
No, he hasn't. They haven't done shit with it. He hasn't done shit with it.
So to me, Linkin Park is now becoming the whole is greater than the parts. Like no individual is strong enough to go and move on and do their own thing. So they have to dabble and go back to Linkin Park because it's what works and it's what sells. And they have to degrade it with this new artist instead of just, instead of moving on from Chester Bennington and possibly just starting a new band name or whatever, much like they did prior to him becoming part of the band. It just reeks of like a cash grab to me, that they're trying to cash in on the last hurrah of this band. And I hope it actually gets canned. Like, I just hope a year from now or 6 months from now that this is going to reflect poorly on them, and the right thing to do was just let this thing die with Chester Bennington.
Yeah, and what's fucked too is so their original band name was called Zero with an X, right? And like this whole thing, like the new album From Zero. Fuck, man, just go back to being called Zero. Dude, like you don't need to bring the Linkin Park name back into this. Like and that's what you're saying. It's they can't do anything on their own without it. And listen, they are fully capable of making the decisions. They can do what they want. I'm not sitting here saying that I should be deciding what happens with Linkin Park, because preferably honest with you, none of the fans, nobody should get to decide what the fuck happens with it other than them. But what I'm saying is I can't go on this road now. I can't go down this road with you guys because I don't support this. I hope it fails. I hope it fails fucking miserably. The problem is it's not going to.
Because everybody remembers the nostalgia of Linkin Park with Chester Bennington. They're like, I still love this band. I'm going to give this a chance because the nostalgia's too strong.
And I mean, when they talk about, the original drummer also, bouncing, right?
What's his name?
Rob Borden or Borden. I don't know how you fucking say it, but they basically just said, he decided to step away.
Yeah, but
which is PR for, I don't know about this, guys. Okay, you don't know about it? Get fucked. We'll just replace you.
On top of that, I think there was an article from NME, as the letters sound. Mm-hmm. N as in Nathan, M as in Michael, and E as in Edgar. There's an article with him talking about why because they had some awards or things that they were participating in for public relations or some shit. And he chose it not to be a part of them.
Yeah.
And it seemed as though he was not going to be involved because he just wasn't. I think part of it was the decompression of Chester Bennington passing away, and that not being something you can move on. It's it's very difficult, right? But that motherfucker knew the right thing to do was not to have this thing continue on, so he stepped away, or maybe he was removed or ousted, and it was like maybe he made his point vocal and said, hey, I don't know if we should be going through with this. Like, this isn't the right.
Well, what's funny is the timing of him. I mean, he actually started distancing himself a couple of years ago. And what's funny is the two things they just did. They re-released the 20th anniversary of Meteora. They re-released a new album. Well, it was the same album, but they added like 2 or 3 songs that were unreleased previously, and they did that with Hybrid Theory. Yeah. So they're starting to do that now, and I thought that's what they were going to do with Linkin Park in perpetuity. Was, hey, we've made 5 or 7, 8 albums or some shit like that. We'll just release them every year on the 20th anniversary, and we'll add in some songs that got left on the cutting room floor, so everybody gets some new Chester shit, right? And that's a great way to fucking keep that alive and honor him with new music that he's made, and now it gets to come out even after he's gone, right? That's kind of cool. But the drummer starting to distance himself a few years ago and not wanting to be associated with it, it shows that, yeah, he wasn't on the new that re-release, because they re-recorded the actual instrumentals, like they re-recorded them. Okay. And they did that for that one, and they released some album like a month or so ago called Paper Cuts, which was like they just redid all of the vocals and the stuff, with the exception of they just used Chester's original recording, and they redid everything else. And he wasn't on that either. And so again, likely because 2 to 3 years ago they were doing this, and he was like, "Yo, man, I don't want to be a part of this shit." Because again, I think that they had all agreed. I remember explicitly that they had all agreed that they would not be doing Linkin Park ever again. And now here we are 7 years later, doing it again, and doing it for seemingly monetary fucking reasons. And I don't like it. I can't go with it. Yeah. I think and again, everybody's like, "Oh, they did this in such a classy and respectful way to Chester." I don't think so. I think that with the snap of a finger, Chester Bennington is now replaced. And they could have done this same exact incarnation of this band and just called it something else. Why the fuck didn't they?
Yeah, like, why not fucking make an anagram or I think anagram's the right word. Rearranging the letters, so it creates like a new meaning for some, you create like 1 or 2 new words out of the letters.
Out of the letters of Linkin Park, yeah.
And then it's still the same band functionally because the letters are the same, but it's a new thing.
It's a new thing. And then again, because listen, I'm sorry, man. I don't want to hear Emily Armstrong doing the hits. I don't want to fucking hear that. I heard it today. She kind of started off doing all right, but then like 3 or 4 songs in, I'm like, this is kind of whack. I don't like this.
Yeah, it also sounded like she was doing her best, I don't know what you call them, but the more guttural like growls that Chester Bennington would do. It looks like she was doing her best impression of Chester Bennington.
Right.
So I don't think that sits well. I mean, I'm not even a fan, but that also didn't sit well with me personally. So I don't fucking know like that.
And again, I'm not gonna sit here and say that you should feel that way. I'm not saying the people that are fans of Linkin Park as I am should feel the same way I do. I'm not even going to say that I'm going to call your fandom into question or whatever. I'm not going to say any of that. But I just want you to take a look at yourself and realize when you are going to fucking respond to these things, and you're going to shit on me or you're going to shit on anybody else who agrees with me, that just like I'm not telling you how you should feel, you have no fucking right to tell us how we feel. And our opinions are our own, and they're genuine, they're true. And for me, it hurts. It kind of hurts. This was kind of a slap in the face, it felt like today. It kind of felt like a slap in the face. And I don't think that there's this was poorly managed from the get-go. This was mishandled all the way around. You didn't need to be Linkin Park again, man. Yeah. Fucking A, just use Fort Minor, dude. You already have another fucking IP that you own. Just use that. Just bring it back, man. Mike Shinoda, I know, and again, I don't have any insider information, but Mike Shinoda is the fucking brains of the operation. He's the goddamn whole crux of why this was a thing. He's making all the stuff. I get it. Why didn't you just say, hey, fuck it, I'm going to use another thing, or I'm going to call it something else, or come on, man. that's not where the money's at. And that's why I see why they did what they did. The money's not in Fort Minor. The money's not in making up a new name and doing the same shit, but just calling it a new name. There's no money in that. The money is in Linkin Park going on tour. And guess what? The tickets are already going on sale. Their first performance is on 9/11 at the Kia Forum.
$1,000.
Well, you can't even see because members of Linkin Park Underground will be randomly selected to get first priority 2 to 3 days before to purchase tickets. And then the tickets go on sale to the general public, I think like September like 8th or 9th, a couple days before the event. They're already creating the environment of scarcity because there's only like 8 or 9 tour dates on their fucking thing. They're worldwide and they're only doing 2 or 3 of them in America. So they've already created the scarcity of these tickets, and the fact that they're just saying, okay, if you're in the LP Underground, and I believe it's LP Underground paid memberships that get this access level to get these before the general public. So come pay us money to join the Linkin Park Underground so you can possibly get selected to come buy these tickets. These tickets are going to sell out before they even hit the general public, right? So I don't know what they're going to go for base value, but for the rest of us that want to go, that aren't lucky and get in and do buy, we're going to be paying $1,200, $1,500 a ticket for nosebleeds.
Especially if it's sold through Live Nation.
Well, shit. Who does Warner utilize for? Well, that's a good question. I'm actually curious to see who handles that, because it's Warner Music is their label, but like, I wonder who they're doing the tour through.
I don't know. I mean, imagine who has the biggest number of venues in the United States. It's Live Nation.
It's Live Nation. Ticketmaster. Oh, here we go. It's on Ticketmaster.
Oh, it is?
Let's see. Yeah, it says the next sale starts in 9 hours. So it says on sale to the general public is Saturday, September 7th at 10 a.m. Okay, LPU Legacy pre-sale is September 6th. Official Platinum pre-sale is earlier on September 6th. And the LP Passport Plus pre-sale. So these are all the paid tiers of the Linkin Park Underground, and you will get in on the pre-sale.
Yikes. So man, if you have any kind of discipline, I would say stay away from this shit. Especially if you, well, I don't know how you people personally feel, but if I was a Linkin Park fan, I'd be not vouching for this.
Yeah, and that's the problem, is that there is enough fucking people that are going to pay the money. They're going to pay whatever dollar amount to go to this. As we've seen with Linkin Park and Green Day and all these nostalgia acts doing all this bullshit, that's going to happen.
Yeah,
this will be successful. And that fucking sucks, because this is a bastardized version of Linkin Park. And I can't support it. Can't get behind it. Can't support it.
I think there are instances where a vocalist getting replaced for one reason or another alive, is permissible.
Yeah.
But in this instance, because somebody died, I don't know if you can touch it.
That's my whole point.
Because Iron Maiden has had 2 separate vocalists, both alive, that ended up switching throughout their tenure. Like, one has taken over, the other has, because I don't know the band politics or whatever happened, but that's an instance where it was okay because they were both alive and the Misfits, Glenn Danzig didn't want to be part of the Misfits at one point and started Danzig. So then what did Misfits do? They fucking got Michael Graves, who replaced Glenn Danzig. And I don't know how people feel about that subject, but that was another instance where both living people, one chose to walk away. So now we get a free pass. All right, so like I was saying, Glenn Danzig eventually moved away. Yeah. And Michael Graves decided to become part of the Misfits, and it worked. Like, whether you like it or not, it functioned for both iterations. Right. But in this instance, man, I don't know if you... Death is almost like untouchable. Like, you can't... I think there's a bad aura about replacing somebody that's dead in a band, and this is one of those circumstances. There's like bad... I don't know if it's bad juju or... there's something about that, and because there's money involved, it also seems scummy or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Because there's a time, there's a window for when these things happen, right?
Yeah.
And if they wanted to continue as a band, that decision should have been made after, let's say, a year or two from, being removed from, 2 years removed from Chester Bennington's death. They're like, all right, we've gotten to the point where we can grieve. Now we can make a rational decision about what the state of the band is. And they made the choice not to continue. So they missed their window to do it. They could have continued on, and maybe it would be permissible to have a new vocalist if that's what they decided. But even then, I still don't think it was all right. But now that it's 7 years removed from that, it's too fucking late.
It's definitely not all right now. It's way too late. So, I don't know, man. People, and the people in the audience, such fucking, I get it. They're the LP Underground people that probably pay all the fucking money. That's probably the ones that got fucking the tickets selected. The free memberships were never going to get, selected. But those people were marking out hard. And I'm like, dude, this is not that good.
It is not. I don't think, I only saw a 30-second clip, and maybe it was just the chorus, but a majority of the lines were, I just wanted to, or something about fitting in. I just wanted to be part of something. That was lyrics, right? Something being part of something?
Yeah, that new song,
that's all I heard.
Okay, the song's called The Emptiness Machine. And you know what's fucking ironic? Is there's a lot of fucking songs in this, there are a lot of lyrics in this song that are essentially saying, hey, we're doing this for the money. Like, we're corporate shills. So there's one that's like, it says, oh man, where was it? There was, because when I listened to the song, I was like, man. Oh yeah, your blades are sharpened with precision, flashing your favorite point of view. I know you're waiting in the distance just like you always do. Just like you always do. Pulling under, you're under my skin, and I know how this ends. Like, it's like the record label coming after them saying like, hey man, we need, you want to get some money? When you want to make some real motherfucking money?
I know you're Fort Minor, but you're really Linkin Park, and that's the best you can do. We need that from you because...
Oh, yeah, this was the line in here. Gave up who I am for who you wanted me to be. That line right there is that seals the deal. You gave up who you are so you could be what the man wants you to be.
Well, I don't have anything more to add for this particular episode. Let us know in the comments about how you feel with Chester Bennington's replacement from some stooge within the Warner Records family.
That's the other thing is it was just like, who's on the payroll that we can get to do this already? Who are we already paying for?
Well, the drummer, the new drummer, who's also a producer, right, is in the Warner family. What's his name?
I don't remember his fucking name. What is his name not on here?
Emily Armstrong and someone else.
It keeps saying this guy that Colin something. Just keeps saying his first fucking name. I'll have to look it on the band page. But
Emily Armstrong and new Linkin Park. Let's look it up real quick, just to be sure.
Oh, it's okay. There's Mike Shinoda. Oh, Colin Brittain. That's the guy's name.
What was his act like? What is his accomplishments?
He has written and produced for such bands as Papa Roach, Hands Like Houses, Basement, Dashboard Confessional, 5 Seconds of Summer, Miyavi, and One OK Rock. And then in terms of songs, with artists, he's got, he wrote a song he did the guitars for Avicii on one of his songs. He did some shit for League of Legends.
Oh, wow.
He was the vocal producer for League of Legends. Papa Roach, he did a bunch of shit for them in 2017. It looks like he composed, produced, and mixed a bunch of their shit for All Time Low. Oh, more nostalgia acts.
Yeah. So.
All nostalgia acts, man. Papa Roach, fucking All Time Low. Yeah, Linkin Park, all tracks from zero. Drums. Crazy.
They're like, we just need somebody to fill in the last part, which is the drums. So here, we'll get a twofer and get a producer / drummer to fill in the ranks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Anyways,
that's it. Man, fuck Linkin Park, man. I'm sorry, dude. Fuck Linkin Park. I cannot right now. I can't even. Fucking assholes. Anyways, go fucking listen to. I'm so mad right now. I don't want to do these end plugs. Go to GameRageMagazine.com. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X Game Rage Mag, YouTube Game Rage Magazine. Follow this podcast at All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram. And if you like anime and manga, but not the kind that's related to the shitty Linkin Park now, you can go listen to the Anime Syndicate podcast at anime and follow along on Instagram at anime_syndicate_podcast. All right, fuck, that's it. Let's get the fuck out of here. I can't even.